Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday and welcome to another edition of Metuchen Basketball Live on the Bulldog Report. It's the girls in action tonight at 7 and 3, hosting the 4 and 6 Spotswood Chargers. I'm Eddie Kalegi, excited to bring you coverage. We are just under 5 minutes away from the start tonight, and it will be a big one for the Bulldogs as they look to continue their recent hot streak. The Bulldogs recently moved into second in the GMC Blue Division after a Denellen loss on Monday. The Bulldogs beat Calvary 42-28 in their last game, a game that was pretty sloppy, but nonetheless they still won by 14 points. There were some questionable fourth quarter decisions, some bad passes where they could have really expanded the lead. Nonetheless, they did have 3 players in double figures, including Chase Claiborne, who on her senior night led the way with 13 points. Molly Maleg had 11, Orly Germain had 10. On the other side for Spotswood, they've been iffy this season. They got off to a 3-2 start, but have lost 4 of 5 since, including a 46-39 loss in their last game against South River. Taking a look at when these teams met last time, the history between these teams is close games. When they met back on February the 9th, Metuchen won by 1 point on the road, 49-48. Molly Maleg had 18 points, Chase Claiborne 14. On the other side for Spotswood, Gianna Perez had 18 points, and Allie Clark had 9. Just earlier in the JV game, the Metuchen Bulldogs came back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter, got it within 2, but ended up losing the game. So a lot of close games that we typically see between Metuchen and Spotswood, and we should be in store for a good one today. Quick look once again at the GMC Blue Division standings. Metuchen sitting at 4 and 3 right now in the division. Middlesex, of course, is pulled away, but when it comes to pod seedings, which will be coming out in less than a week, Metuchen hoping to be in the best spot possible to get at least 1 home game, so they're doing pretty well right now. Looking at Spotswood, they're sitting 4 and 5. They've played more games than those 3 teams all surrounding them, but hoping for a win to get back to the 500 mark in the division, and looking for revenge after the Bulldogs took that 1-point victory on the road in Spotswood just a couple weeks ago. So it should be a good one. Looking at some of the players to watch for tonight for Spotswood, Allie Clark, who averages 12 points a game, 9.6 rebounds a game, so nearly a double-double, plus 2 blocks. She'll be important down low. And Gianna Perez, who averages 6 points per game and has 13 three-pointers made. They lost 5 seniors from last year, pretty significant, including Jessica Adesso, who was their leading scorer last year. But Allie Clark was their number 2 scorer last year, so they still have some of their best players from last season. A season that was very similar to this, just below the 500 mark. They finished 12 and 15, 5 and 7 in the Blue Division, and lost in the GMC preliminary round against South Brunswick. Metuchen continuing, second game of this 4-game homestand. This Saturday, they're hosting South River, and then they wrap up the regular season on Monday against Highland Park. So should be a good one that we're in store for today. Looking at the Bulldogs and some of their leaders this season on the court, Molly Maleg has had a great season, had another strong performance on Monday, leading the team 15 points per game. Chase Claiborne just below her at 14.8, and Orly Germain got into double figures once again. She had 10 points on Monday and sits at 7.5 points per game for the season. So the players heading to the benches, and we're just about ready for the national anthem to get us kicked off for some Wednesday night hoops. This is Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. Let's send it courtside as we get ready to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of our athletic director, Mr. John Cathcart, and our principal, Mr. Bruce Gallo, I'd like to welcome you to Metuchen High School, our sportsmanship presentation. Please let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the spectators be positive. Today, the Bulldogs will be hosting the Chargers from Spotswood High School. This week is also Officials Appreciation Week. We thank you for your efforts and all you do for the student athletes. Before we get to the starters, would you please stand for the playing of our national anthem? Now today's starters from Spotswood High School, coached by Lynn Disney. At guard, a junior, number 10, Curdy Craig. At guard, a junior, number 23, Gianna Perez. At forward, a junior, number 11, Allie Clark. At guard, a junior, number 22, Gianna Elkers. And at forward, a senior, number 2, Julia Metuchen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
And now for your Metuchen Bulldogs. At forward, junior, number 20, Carly Pachowski. At guard, sophomore, number 24, Charlotte Breen. At center, sophomore, number 32, L'Oreal Germain. At guard, senior, number 3, Case Claybon. At guard, number 5, Molly Blah.
All right, so we are just about ready to go. Just going back through the starting lineup for Metuchen. It's the normal 5. Charlotte Breen out there with Molly Malig, Chase Clavon, Carly Pachowski, and Orly Germain. On the other side for Spotswood, they're going with the juniors, Allie Clark and Curdy Craig, alongside Gianna Ulkers, Gianna Perez, and Julia Masucci. So 4 juniors and a senior out there tonight for Spotswood in their starting lineup. A team that is pretty young, like we said. They lost a lot of seniors. They lost 5 from last season. They only have 1 this year in Masucci. But the Chargers will start with the ball. They're in black going right to left. Metuchen in their typical home white and blue, and we are underway. And that's Perez kicking it back to Ulkers. Gianna Perez wasting no time, tries a 3, and it will be an air ball out of bounds. Metuchen takes possession. So Perez, their best 3-point shooter, cannot get one to fall there. And now here comes Metuchen with it. It's Charlotte Breen at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Chase Clavon. Clavon swings one inside and unable to convert as Germain at the basket. Nice rebound by Malig. Malig's going to drive, flips one up, and puts it in off the glass. Molly Malig with her first points of the night, and Metuchen's first points. They lead it 2-0. Up the court, here come the Chargers. Ulkers over to Perez. Perez back to Ulkers. She'll drive at the right wing, kicks it back to Perez. Ulkers is going to try a 3 of her own. That's no good off the front of the rim. Long rebound by Perez. Nearly traveled. Tries a 3. Another one no good. Allie Clark loses it out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Germain, and it'll stay with Spotswood. Spotswood not working it inside so far. Metuchen has been pretty good from inside defensively this season, but they haven't been able to hit any of their 3 3-pointers so far. Ulkers to Clark. Clark tries from the wing. She can't get one to fall either. Spotswood takes 4 3-pointers in the first minute and can't hit any of them. Now here's Molly Malig with it. Between the circles, working with Ulkers defending. Inside, entry pass. There's Germain, and she puts it in. Orly Germain with her first points makes it easy work, and Metuchen on top 4-0 early. These teams typically play close games. Each of their last 3 matchups have been separated by 4 points or less. As another deep one doesn't fall, Chase Clavon corrals the miss and takes it up across the near sideline. Charlotte Breen stutter steps, tries a 3, no good off the back iron. Pachowski overhead gets the rebound, and a foul is going to be called there. Looks like that's going to be against Ulkers, and it will stay with Metuchen. Bulldogs will have it underneath. Actually, that foul was against Gianna Perez as Breen gets it inside to Maleg. Maleg at the left wing, drives, crosses between the legs, mid-range jumper, bangs it home. Maleg with the lucky roll. She's got 4 quick points. Metuchen shooting well to start here, 3 of 4 from the field, and have an early 6-0 lead at home here against Spotswood. Perez over to Elkers. Curdy Craig now back to Elkers. Back to Craig. Craig for 3. That's no good either. Rebound by Perez. I am shocked Spotswood. They are just not even trying to work it inside, it seems like. Everything has been a 3-pointer. 5 shots, all 3s, and they've all been misses so far. Fake by Elkers. Now she'll drive. Now she'll put one up. Leaves it short, and Clark is going to get hacked inside, and she'll go to the free throw line. Allie Clark, 12 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, 2 blocks a game. Had 9 points when these teams met back on February the 9th. Second leading scorer for this team in the 1920 season gets them on the board here with the free throw. That one will fall as well. So 2 of 2 on that trip to the line right there for Allie Clark. Spotswood on the board at 6-2 Metuchen here with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Charlotte Breen at the left wing kicks it over to Clavon. Clavon fakes one out, steps back to the 3-point line. Clavon pivots. Nice pass inside. Pachalski trapped in the double team though, and she's going to travel. That's been the issue for Pachalski all season. Gets stuck in double teams and tries to pivot her way out of them, and they typically lead to travels. It's been a tough miscue that has been repeated for Pachalski, who has otherwise been a great contributor to this team, serving as Metuchen's leading rebounder. Elkers inside. Germain gets a hand on it, and Chase Clavon snags it away. Second turnover here forced by Metuchen in the first 3 minutes. Now here's Clavon back to Charlotte Breen. Bulldogs averaging nearly 11 steals per game this season, as Breen at the top of the key, guarded by Craig, flicks one out. Clavon almost loses the handle on it, but secures it. Gets it inside. Germain dribbles it off of Clark, and that's going to be the last touch there by Elkers, I believe, and it will stay with Metuchen. Bulldogs. Charlotte Breen tries to throw one in deep to Clavon, but a bad mistake right there, as that one's going to be picked off by Metuchen, and taking it to the basket for the easy finish is Allie Clark, who now has 4, and Spotswood has responded with 4 unanswered to cut this to a 2-point game after the red-hot Metuchen start. Now here's Germain posting up, putting one up, no good. Pachalski fighting for the rebound. She stepped out of bounds. It's going to stay, it's going to go to Spotswood. No jump balls on the tie up there. They'll say Pachalski couldn't grasp it hard enough, and that goes out of bounds. Here's Curdy Craig. Clark flicks one inside Metuchen. Now at the elbow, it's Elkers to Clark for the lead. No good. Long rebound out to Perez, all the way out at the Bulldog logo there. And now Perez is going to try a 3 and nails it from downtown. 7-0 run here from Spotswood after Metuchen got off to a nice start, and the Chargers have their first lead of the night. Sophomore Charlotte Breen has it, gets it over to Chase Clavon. Clavon chucks one up from way downtown and gets it to fall. Chase Clavon heaves one from deep, about 5 feet beyond the 3-point line, and gives Metuchen the lead back. Both teams shooting pretty well here. That shot will not fall for Curdy Craig. Pachalski is tying up with her own teammate, but Metuchen's going to have the ball nonetheless. It's Molly Maleg here, taking it up across, and the Bulldogs set up a play. Coming in motion is Pachalski. Nice job by Craig to close out on Breen. Now Maleg tries one from deep. Rims out, rebound by Craig. Spotswood looking to tie or take the lead. Craig, long lead pass. Metuchen unable to handle it. It's going to be taken away by Maleg. 3:05 remaining in the first quarter. Maleg chucks one inside. It's Germain, and she floats one in. Arlie Germain has her second bucket of the game, and Metuchen is up by 4, 11-7 with 2:53 remaining in the first. Elkers kicks it out to Perez, now top of the key Clark, and that pass intended for Elkers is going to be snatched away by Breen. Breen ahead, 2-on-2 break. Clavon puts it up, bit of a rush there, nice defense there from Perez. Now the other way, Craig nearly loses it, kicks it over to Elkers, passes up the mid-range jumper, gets space, that one tipped by Pachalski right over to Metuchen. Metuchen now tied up with Pachalski. That's a jump ball, and that's Metuchen basketball. Nice defensive effort here from Metuchen so far. Just got to make some more of those easy shots. They've been hitting the hard ones, it seems like, and have missed a couple of easy layups early on. So Chase Clavon bringing it up with 2:22 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs up 4. Cassidy Connors just into the game for Metuchen, replacing Jermaine. Clavon drives, nice move, and Chase Clavon with the smooth finish. The senior's got 5, and Vincent Veazey wants to talk things over with his Charger team. The score is 13-7 right now, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to extend a thank you to the Metuchen Education Foundation for their generous funding of the Get Loud grant, which is making this broadcast and every broadcast throughout the season possible. And once again today, Eddie Kalegi here on the call. We've got our producer, Ben Salaski, and our videographers, Jada Victor Morse and Mr. Zanetto. A thank you to both of them for helping out with today's broadcast. And we're excited to be bringing it to you once again here live on the Bulldog Report. So, setting it back courtside, you see Metuchen in the huddle. They have a lead. They just don't want to make mistakes with this lead. The big issue for the Bulldogs Monday night against Calvary was that this team just couldn't manage the lead they had. They were fourth quarter with a 15-point lead with 2 minutes left, trying these half-court, full-court passes, rushing it, trying to get some shots up, and those kind of rush jobs can be when the other team suddenly develops momentum and comes back. Fortunately for Metuchen, Calvary did not on Monday night, but definitely sets a tough precedent that they need to recover from, as a nice drive there from Clark, and a foul's going to be called. Spotswood made a substitution there, as Veda Lever is in for the first time today. Foul there is going to be against Pachalski, her first, Metuchen's second. And Clark heads back to the line, and she seems to be pretty automatic from there. 3 of 3 from the charity stripe tonight, and she's already got 5 points. And Clark, very few high school players you'll see that are so composed at the free throw line, and so far Clark has been 4, and they've all been splashes, nothing but net. And Spotswood is back within 4, 13-9 here. Maleg, awkward pass. Pachalski does a good job hanging on to it. Gets tied up with Perez. And that's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to go back to Spotswood. So a nice defensive effort there from Gianna Perez, as Metuchen will make another substitution. Knoll and Waldron are into the game, as Charlotte Breen brings the defense. Pachalski and Clavon sit for Metuchen. Head fake driving in is Olkers. That shot rims out. Fighting for the rebound is Lever. Nice pass out to Perez. Perez drives, stops, pops, can't get it to go. Connors tries to save it, but she stepped out of bounds. And I believe that's going to stay with Spotswood. Yes, it will. So Elkers will throw it in. Off the stack, it's Perez for 3, and she knocks another one down. Gianna Perez hits her second one from beyond the arc, and the Chargers back within 1. Both teams coming out scoring at a high percentage, as a bad pass there through the hands of Sarah Knoll. Spotswood takes possession now with a chance to take the lead, and Clark will get to take a seat for the first time today. And they rush that inbound. And up the floor, here comes Curdy Craig with it. Craig feeds it over. Ava Hellerich is just into the game, as a foul's going to be called on that drive to the basket with 56 seconds remaining here in the quarter. So another foul here against Metuchen. That's now Waldron who picks up her first. And it's Gianna Elkers at the line who will knock down her first free throw. Elkers averaging 6 points a game so far this season. And Spotswood is 6 of 6 from the free throw line so far. We have seen so many teams throughout all these broadcasts for both boys and girls struggle from the line, but Spotswood, you can tell this team really has cemented that into their arsenal, and they're doing a great job with it so far to develop this lead. Nice move by Sarah Knoll in the post, and Metuchen responds to make it 15-14. Very high scoring here first quarter for girls basketball, and Curdy Craig is guarded here by Breen as Spotswood looks to take the lead back once again. Perez briefly stops at the three-point line, kicks it over to Craig on the right wing. Craig drives. That one's knocked in the air. To the floor goes Hellerich, a bit of a tie-up, and the possession arrow is Metuchen's way. Yes, it'll be Bulldog ball, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bulldogs likely to hold for a last shot here. It's Maleg bringing it up. She's got 4 points so far tonight. Maleg's guarded by Elkers. Drives to the elbow. Double teamed. Makes a move. It's batted in the air. Fighting for it. Taken away by Elkers, and she won't get a shot off. And a very competitive first quarter. We knew this would be a close game, and it's living up to the hype. Metuchen is currently on top, 15-14 your score. Stay with us here on the stream. We'll take a quick break. Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. After one, Bulldogs lead by 1. All right, start of the second quarter here live on the Bulldog Report. Metuchen shot the ball pretty well, but so has Spotswood. Both teams allowing some easy shots. Spotswood started off struggling. Metuchen had an early 6-0 lead, and since then Spotswood has outscored them 14-9, including a 7-0 run of their own, and now trail by 1 and start with the ball here as we begin quarter number 2. Perez. Now a swing to the right wing, that's Elkers. She can't get it to fall, rebound by Maleg. Hellerich, Lever, Craig, Perez, and Elkers, the 5 out there for Spotswood, as a deep one from Chase Clavon will fall from the corner. Clavon's second 3. She's 2 of 2 from the great beyond tonight, and the Bulldogs lead it by 4. Metuchen defensively as Germain, Connors, Maleg, Pachalski, and Clavon as that shot missed. Back the other way. Here come the Bulldogs looking to start a run. It's Maleg driving and drawing the foul. Foul there is going to be against Elkers. That'll be her first. And Molly Maleg averaging 15 points a game, 7 rebounds a game at the line, and she can't hit the first free throw. Quick look back at the scoring leaders this season. Molly Maleg continuing to lead the way, having a great junior campaign, 15 points per game, and of course just 2 games ago against Denellen, reached 1,000 career points. As she can't get that one to fall, 0 of 2 from the line there for Maleg. The free throw shooting could end up being the difference in this game, but a lot of turnovers by Spotswood is helping Metuchen's cause. There's another one as Cassidy Connors picks Elkers' pocket, but an offensive foul. Great job by Ava Hellerich, the sophomore, drawing the charge, and the Chargers will take possession back. It'll be Curdy Craig here bringing it up. Metuchen now with 4 personal fouls, Spotswood with 2. Hellerich flicks one back to Elkers, back to Hellerich, who's going to spin, make a move on Germain. Feeds one back over, and that's going to be out of bounds. Third turnover already here in the second quarter for Spotswood, and Metuchen has it with 6:49 remaining in the half. Molly Maleg from deep, air ball. And a tie-up and a foul there as Connors was fighting for it. Third foul against Spotswood. Hellerich picks up her first, and she'll go to the bench. Looks like she'll be replaced here by Lauren Guyette. First time she's been into the game. Spotswood has a pretty deep bench. They've been using about 10 to 11 players per game. As a bad pass, Clavon turns it over. Back the other way. Nice pass, but unable to finish there was Guyette, and the rebound by Pachalski. Both teams struggling a bit to hold on to the ball here to start the second quarter. Connors hustling, working it inside. Clavon nearly has it stripped, gets it in, puts it up, and draws the foul. And Chase Clavon will shoot free throws. I believe that might be the second against Elkers. Actually, no, that call's going to be against Curdy Craig. That'll be her first. So 8 fouls in this game. No player has more than 1 to this point, and Chase Clavon knocks down her first free throw. She already has 9 points. Clavon having a really solid start to tonight's game. And she knocks down the second as well. So the Bulldog lead is 6, 20-14 the score. Craig kicks it over. Perez for 3. Can't get it to fall. Connors with a strong rebound. Here comes Clavon. Near side. Inside entry pass. It's Germain again. Arlie Germain now has 6. Metuchen, their offense is starting to get in sync. And when the Bulldogs can't miss shots, that's when this team has been virtually unbeatable this year. 22-14 the score. 7-0 run here to start the quarter. Guyette looking to respond. She can't get her second shot attempt to fall. And giving chase to it out of bounds goes Perez, and she'll knock it out. And Metuchen will have the ball. So up the floor, here comes Clavon. Metuchen looking to take a double-digit lead for the first time today. Clavon drives strong. And a foul is going to be called. And 2 more free throws coming here for Chase Clavon. That's the second on Craig. She's picked up 2 in a row. And Metuchen is back at the scorer's table to check in here, likely for Craig for Spotswood, as the first free throw falls for Clavon. She already has 11 points here with 5:33 to go in the second quarter. Really spearheading the offensive charge for Metuchen. She and Germain have combined for 17 points. Can't get the lucky roll there, so first missed free throw of the game here for Clavon after making her first 3. A tie-up with Connors, but able to prevail is Metuchen, and Germain tries to save it, but it'll go out of bounds off the Metuchen forward. Spotswood keeps possession, still looking for their first points here of the second. Metuchen inside, Clark cutting, just back into the game. Allie Clark gets one to fall, and the foul. Fifth foul against Metuchen. That's number 2 against Germain. That'll be important to keep an eye on, and you see they're going to bring in Knoll here. Germain has been very efficient inside so far in this game, scoring. Already has 6 points, but in some foul trouble. Clark finally misses from the line. She has 8 of their 16 points. Connors to Breen. Back to Clavon. Clavon in a double team. Now Connors drives. Clavon is open, tries another 3. That one was batted in the air. Pachalski, now Knoll is going to lose it out of bounds. And that's going to stay with Metuchen, I believe. Yes, it will. So a lot of fouls, a lot of decent shooting so far in this game has told the story. Both teams with 5 fouls here, still with 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Clavon dials up another 3. And that's an air ball. So Clavon has had a bit of a heat check here after a couple of made 3-pointers. A couple of bad shots in a row, and it will go back to Spotswood. So Perez will inbound for the Chargers and gets it over here to Elkers. Perez back to Elkers. Elkers dials up a 3, rims out, chasing after it is Clavon, and she'll take it in the corner. Chase Clavon bringing it up the floor. Maleg is just back into the game for Metuchen. Maleg at the right wing, drives towards the baseline, trying to keep it in bounds. Connor swings it around. Breen tries a 3. Way off. Knoll gives it chase. That'll be out of bounds. And it will be a turnover. Spotswood will take possession. Knoll probably should have went for that ball in retrospect. She could have had it, but let it go out of bounds because she thought it was off the Chargers. It was actually off of Metuchen. As a 3-pointer for Perez, can't get it to fall. Connors the rebound. 4:16 remaining in the half. Nice pass, Chase Clavon. Clavon's got 13 points here. And Vincent Vici wants to talk things over. Metuchen has outscored Spotswood 10-2 so far in the second quarter to take a 25-16 lead. Looking at our next games, it'll be boys senior night, Friday night. We'll start with the JV at 5:30 as they host South River. Then the varsity team takes on South River, 7 o'clock. Both of those games can be seen live right here on the Bulldog Report. So looking at the statistics so far, Chase Clavon's got 13 points. Germain has 6. Maleg 4 and Knoll 2. They're spearheading the output for the Bulldogs. On the other side for Spotswood, Allie Clark has 8 points, including 4 or 5 from the charity stripe, 6 points for Perez, and 2 for Elkers. Spotswood has already seen a lot of players appear in this game. They've already used 9. Metuchen has used 8. Everybody but Mia Zapp, who had a pretty big contribution for the JV team earlier. As we talked about, the junior varsity team ended up finishing with getting swept for the season by Spotswood, but it was 2 close games. They lost by 1 the first time and lost by 3 today. And as we talked about, the last 3 varsity matchups between Metuchen and Spotswood have been separated by 4 points or less. And that one's flicked in the air. Nice defensive play by Charlotte Breen to bat that one up into the hands of Clavon. Chase Clavon, nice move, and draws another foul. Chase Clavon is looking to pad the stat sheet early, having an excellent game. Has already tied her point total from senior night, and now she's eclipsed it as she hits her 4th free throw. Clavon's now 4 of 5 herself from the line. And she knocks that one down as well. 15 first half points for Clavon. 15 of the Bulldogs' 27. Probably having her best shooting night so far of the season. This 3 from Perez won't fall. Spotswood has just been brutal from long range in this game. And a tie-up, and they're going to call a foul there as Connors and Knoll both got a little aggressive there. As that's going to be 6, so both teams with 6 fouls, 1 away from entering the bonus. The foul there will be called against Knoll. Clark with a deep inbound out to Perez, who almost lost it. Feeds it back. Clark tries a contested 3, can't get it to go. Elkers the rebound. Elkers drives on the baseline, goes to the floor, avoids the travel. And a substitution coming here for Metuchen is Caitlin Waldron. Will check in for Charlotte Breen. They're going to call a kicked ball there. I thought that was either a travel on Spotswood or maybe a foul against Metuchen. I certainly didn't think that was a kicked ball, but regardless, that's what we get here. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Megan Bixco just into the game for the first time for Spotswood, as that 3-pointer won't fall for Elkers. The other way, here comes Metuchen looking to expand the lead on this red-hot second quarter. Maleg drives, leaves it short. The rebound, the putback, can't get that one to fall either. Third time will not be the charm. Clavon now back to Waldron. Metuchen trying to make the most of this possession. Clavon gets it back to Waldron. Waldron feeds it over to Maleg. Maleg, the mid-range jumper. Can't get that one to fall. Another offensive rebound. The Spotswood's doing an awful job boxing out in this game. Clavon, a deep 3. Can't get that one to fall either. Another rebound. Another miss. The Bulldogs had 6 shots go up on that possession. Couldn't get any to fall. This ball bouncing around like a hot potato. Spotswood's going to eventually secure it. Now they're on a fast break. Inside, that's Metuchen knocked to the ground hard, and a foul's going to be called. And Julia Metuchen will shoot free throws after that wild 30-second exchange. Clavon picks up her first foul. And in some ways, Spotswood probably grateful for that foul just to slow down the pace, because none of their players could really handle that ball in that possession. But for Metuchen, that's not what you want to see. This team has shot well, and then suddenly you miss all 6 shots in that possession, and a couple of them were wide open. An easy layup from Maleg, mid-range jumper for Maleg, easy layup for Clavon. Both free throws missed by Metuchen, and Maleg knocks that one out of bounds. Jordan Oster is just into the game, so 11 different Chargers have appeared in this game so far. As that pass driving in, nice floater from Elkers, but she has been a little off on her shot today. Here come the Bulldogs. Molly Maleg has it. Coach Glutz calling out some shots from the sideline. Maleg, nice screen by Waldron, flicks it back out to Clavon at the left wing. Clavon sidesteps, drives in, lays it up, can't get it to fall. Fighting for the rebound, Clark with a little touch pass over to Elkers. Spotswood trying to get back within single digits. Never mind. It's picked off. Molly Maleg. Easy layup is good. Metuchen breaks the cold streak and continues pouring it on here in the second quarter. They have outscored Spotswood 14-2 in the quarter and now lead at 29-16. A three-pointer grazes the bottom of the rim there from Bixco. Now Oster tries one. She can't get it to fall. Feels like Spotswood just keeps bringing in players that are going to attempt three-pointers, and nobody seems to be able to make them. Honestly, they really need to try to work it inside, especially with Clark, who averages 12 points, 10 rebounds a game. She's good in the post, and with Metuchen having Germain in foul trouble, they've got to exploit that advantage and not just keep shooting three-pointers, because it is just not working for them tonight. For Metuchen, they just have to make the easy shots. As an offensive foul is going to be called there. Moving pick there, and it will go to Spotswood. Olkers, right wing, 3 for Oster won't go. Molly Maleg with the strong rebound. She's been big in the rebounding game, especially with Germain here being in foul trouble since early in the quarter. 1:15 to go in the first half, 13-point game. Maleg, back to Waldron. Waldron drives, leaves it for Clavon. Clavon, taking her time, dribbles between the hands. There's space for Clavon. She penetrates inside, puts it up, and draws another foul. Chase Clavon has done a great job drawing fouls, and so far is 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And she'll look for 2 more here. Can't get the first one to go. That one rims out, as Perez will check back in. Masucci will take a seat for Spotswood with 58 seconds remaining in the half. That one is good. 16 points for Chase Clavon. Metuchen leads at 30-16. So Clavon has as much as the entire Spotswood team at this point. Despite some easy misses that she should have made, she's playing a good game, as Oster is now 0 of 3 from downtown. None of them particularly close. Molly Maleg the other way, driving in, and a strong finish through the contact through 2 defenders. Maleg now has 8, 32-16. 17-2 the scoring here in the second quarter. Spotswood still has not made a shot from the field here until right now, as Olkers works one inside for her second basket. Their first field goal here of the second quarter. Maleg has it, 12 seconds remaining here in the first half. She's guarded by Perez at the right wing. 8 seconds on the clock. Maleg makes her move, drives in, flicks it inside towards Clavon, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Metuchen, and they'll have a chance for a little bit of a buzzer beater here with 4 seconds remaining. Waldron, Breen, Pachalski, Clavon, and Maleg on the floor. It'll be Waldron who throws it in, gets it over to Clavon. Clavon chucks one up, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Oster. Goes out of bounds with 0.3 on the clock, so nothing much to do here aside from try to tap something up. And that's going to be batted out of bounds to end the quarter. But a really strong second quarter from Metuchen. They outscored Spotswood 17-4 here in the frame to expand to a 32-18 lead. Looking at the scoring, 16 points for Chase Clavon, 6 for Germain, 8 for Maleg, and 2 for Knoll on the other side. 8 points for Clark, 6 for Perez, and 4 for Elker. So this is a good opportunity once again for us to extend a big thank you to the Metuchen Education Foundation for their generous funding of the Get Loud grant, which is making this broadcast and every broadcast throughout the season possible. So for Metuchen, of course, there were some opportunities there that they missed some really easy shots, including that possession where they had 6 shots, couldn't get any to fall. But overall, playing a really good game. They're shooting their free throws, which is good, because that's what's something good that Spotswood has done today, especially Allie Clark. They've been able to convert from the free throw line. Spotswood in this game is shooting at a pretty solid 6 of 9 clip from the free throw line. Chase Clavon alone has 16 points and has hit 6 free throws herself, 6 of 8 from the charity stripe. So a good game so far for Clavon on that front. For Metuchen, their defense has been solid, picked up some fouls. Of course, Germain being in foul trouble has hurt them defensively, but Spotswood is just taking way too many three-pointers. Basically, they keep bringing in new players, they keep trying threes, and nobody can knock them down. They really have to make an adjustment in the second half, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach Vici comes up with heading in to the third quarter. But we'll take a quick break. Stay with us on the stream. Once again, it's Metuchen 32, Spotswood 18. We'll be back for the second half. This is Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. All right, welcome back to the Bulldog Report. Eddie Kalegi here, getting ready for the start of the second half as Metuchen here hosting Spotswood, playing a pretty good game, hoping to get to 8-3 and improve to 6-3 in the division. Of course, they're not going to pass Middlesex. Unless Middlesex drops all 3 of their games. Actually, I think Middlesex is actually clinched at this point because they have the tiebreaker over Metuchen. But regardless, Metuchen playing for second place. They just overtook Dunellen, who had a loss on Monday. The Spotswood team plays Dunellen on Friday. That'll be their last game of the season. Metuchen hosts South River on Saturday morning and then finishes up against Highland Park. So a couple more important Blue Division games here for Metuchen before the Pods. Of course, not a conventional GMC tournament this season. Teams are going to be put into 4 school pods. They'll be seeded by that same seeding committee that typically determines the GMC tournament for mini pod championships. So Metuchen trying to hopefully get a good seeding so they can get 1 home game. Maybe if they could somehow squeeze out 2, but likely they're seeking towards 1 home game, which regardless, getting a playoff home game in this unique season on top of getting to play this whole unique season has been good. Of course, fingers crossed we make it through the last week strong, but the boys and girls have made it through without any COVID issues so far, and it's been really good to see how things are going. Regardless, things are going well on the court here for Metuchen as we start the third quarter. 32-18, Germain's back in the game for the first time since the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. Charlotte Brain from deep rims out. Pachalski's put back, blocked by Clark, who averages 2 blocks per game. Here comes Spotswood with their first possession here of the third quarter, looking to respond, maybe change that offense up after being held to just 4 points in the the second quarter, and they're still going to try these 3-pointers. Perez can't get hers to fall. Masucci's pass goes through the legs of Craig, a tie-up between Pachalski and Clark, but the possession arrow points to the Chargers. So Spotswood ball, 7:21 remaining in the third. Clark gets it over. Craig, long 2, buries it. Curdy Craig with her first points, averages 4 points and 1.7 steals per game. 4 unanswered for Spotswood. It's now 32-20. Tight defense, you can tell, on Clavon, and Coach Gillette doesn't like what she's seeing here to start the third quarter, and she'll call timeout. Let's just flash you back to when these teams last met on February the 9th. Metuchen won that game 49-48. Maleg had 18 points. She only has 8 tonight. Clavon has already eclipsed her total from that game. She has 16 tonight. She had 14 in that game. Allie Clark had 9 on the 9th. She has 8 tonight. And Gianna Perez was on her game with 18 points. She has really struggled from the field. She's hit 2 threes, but that is it for Perez, who typically scores more than that. So she's going to hope to get into a better set into the second half. But Metuchen clearly didn't really like what was going on out there, and Coach Gillette wanted to make some adjustments. We knew Clavon, they're going to try to contain her some more, and Masucci is pressed right up against the senior. Senior on senior matchup, each team with only 1 senior, and they're matched up against each other right here. Clavon drives to the deep right corner, pivots, kicks one over to Germain at the elbow. Maleg cutting across, lays it up and gets it to fall. Molly Maleg now in double figures with 10. It's now 34-20 Bulldogs. Perez crosses one over. Inside, Clark posting up. And a foul is going to be called against the Bulldogs. And that's going to be the 3rd for Arlie Germain. And she's going to have to head to the bench again. Germain has played really well in this game, but a lot of fouls, and that's something she's going to have to clean up. Of course, only a sophomore, as Clark can't get it to fall, but she's definitely an integral piece of this team heading into the next couple of years. As Maleg stops, puts it up, and gets it to go. Molly Maleg with a couple of nice baskets inside to make it 36-20. Spotswood looking for an answer. Perez, Clark double-teamed, puts it up. Way off. Nice defense from Maleg and Pachalski as Knoll with the rebound, and Molly Maleg brings it up. Maleg pivots, kicks it back. Breen passes up the 3. And that's that move that seems to be really hurting the Metuchen girls basketball team. Of course, Pachalski with her pivots and Knoll as well have triggered a lot of travels, but also When you fake on a three and start to move, you have to be careful if you shift your feet before you dribble. You know the refs really watch that, and Metuchen has struggled with that this season. That pass goes to Craig. Here's a three-pointer. That one won't fall. Going for the rebound, kicking it back out. Inside, Clark gets hit, and Allie Clark will go to the free throw line. Clark 4 or 5 from the line so far in this game, 8 points tonight. First one goes. Spotswood has seen 11 players appear in the game, but just 4 have scored. Everyone on their roster except for Ava Fama and Isabella Vital have appeared in this game. Second free throw doesn't fall. 36-21 Metuchen. Maleg drives towards the right side, drives along the baseline, puts one up and under. What a finish from Molly Maleg. Maleg has hit 3 shots in a row, and the Bulldog lead is 17, 38-21. Biggest lead of the night here for the Lady Bulldogs. And that pass is picked up by Pachalski. Here comes Metuchen on the run. It's Clavon's turn. She puts it up. Molly Maleg again. Why not? Molly Maleg taking over. 4 baskets in a row for the junior. She's got 16 as well. And the Bulldogs lead at 40-21, and Spotswood wants to talk things over. What a response from the past 2 minutes out of the timeout for Metuchen, and especially for Molly Maleg. 4 straight finishes at the basket, and that's something good to see from this Bulldog team, that they are not forcing three-pointers tonight, because sometimes they take too many threes. We know Clavon and Maleg can shoot well from back there, but there are times that they take just way too many three-pointers, and if they can't get them to fall, it could really be detrimental to their offensive flow. And tonight they're just working it inside and doing a great job. And there, a great pass off the steal. Clavon feeds one into Maleg, who made the nice finish there. And just before that, had the nice up and under finish. So 4 layups in a row right there from Maleg, and now she's up to 16. Both she and Clavon have eclipsed their totals from last game. The Bulldogs themselves are about to eclipse that. They only had 42 points against Calvary, which was their second lowest scoring output of the season. Only a game against Middlesex was lower, and it was their lowest in a win. And tonight responding well, hoping to get another home victory. They've won all but 2 at home this season, have a loss to Denellen and a loss to Middlesex here in the Brainy Borough. Craig with a nice move, kicks it back, head fake by Elkers. Craig back to Elkers, almost couldn't handle the pass. Craig floats one up, no good. The putback from Lever won't go either. Molly Maleg with the rebound. Maleg bringing it up. She and Clavon each have 16. The rest of the Bulldog team has 8. There's Knoll posting up. Goes to the floor, and she'll lose it out of bounds. Cassidy Connors will check in, as will Waldron. It'll be Pachelski and Breen taking a seat for the Bulldogs. Curti Craig brings it up here for Spotswood, who again are struggling to score. They had 14 points in the first quarter and only have 7 since. Craig feeds it over. Perez tries a 3, way off, batted in the air. Elkers gets the rebound. Nice finish by Elkers, splitting the double team there off the rebound. Make it 6 points for Elkers. Spotswood now trails 40-23. Maleg, the step back 3, can't hit this time. And again, a questionable decision by Metuchen with the lead to be hustling and trying a three-pointer like that. Shot waved off. That's going to be a travel there from Elkers, and Metuchen will get the ball back. So now let's see how Metuchen does managing this lead. It's a very similar situation as Calvary, but they can't be rushing and doing deep passes. They got to take their time, work it inside. That's how they built this lead in the first place. Maleg pump fakes to the three-point line, drives in. Defense now focused on her, and that's going to be a travel. Maleg trying to make a move inside. It does not pan out. And now she'll take a seat after her 8 points in a row. And Spotswood will take possession. Here comes Craig with it. Craig kicks it over. Now Now bounce pass inside. Connors gets a hand on it. Lever gets it back out. Now is Elkers. Elkers drives. Wild floater, no good. Rebound by Connors. Long pass ahead. Charlotte Breen has to chase after it. Does a good job getting that under control. Connors kicks it out to Waldron. Now here's Clavon. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Clavon drives in. What a move and what a finish. Another one. The ginger duo of Clavon and Maleg making great moves in the paint. And again, Chase Clavon with a smooth finish. She now has 18. Allie Clark, the response won't go. Lever fights for the rebound. And that's going to be a turnover. And Metuchen will take the ball back. Clavon. Now Breen, mid-range, no good. Rebound by Elkers. Gets tied up. Goes to the floor. Now Craig throws one ahead. Lever. Pachalski gets a hand on it. Clark in underneath. And Connors tries to steal it. It'll go out of bounds. And Ava Hellerich will throw it in for Spotswood here with 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. Hellerich over to Lever. Now at the top of the key. Bad pass by Bixco, who's just into the game for the Chargers. And now Metuchen will bring it up. Clavon. Quick pass inside. Knocked away. That's a similar mistake that we saw against Calvary with them trying deep passes with the lead. Not the best game management here from the Bulldogs. And a tie-up. Possession arrow is Metuchen's way, so the Bulldogs will get a break. Waldron gets it into Maleg. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. It's all Metuchen. Since it was a 15-14 game, the scoring has been 27-9 in advantage of the Lady Bulldogs. Pachalski makes a move. Drives in, kicks it back, Maleg cutting inside. Another up and under finish for Molly Maleg. She and Clavon have 18 points each. It's now 44-23. And another timeout's going to be called here with 1:42 remaining here in the third quarter. Looking at the schedule, Friday the boys face off with South River. It'll be JV at 5:30 and then senior night for the varsity team at 7. You can check both these games out here live on the Bulldog Report. And, of course, we'd like to give a quick thank you to the MEF. They've funded this Get Loud grant, which has made these broadcasts all season long possible, calling these games from our studio in the athletic director's office. So kudos to them for making this happen. So sending it back out to the court. 44-23 with 1:42 remaining in the third quarter. Metuchen going with Breen, Pachalski, Connors, Waldron, and Maleg. Clavon, Germain, both on the bench right now for Metuchen. Germain has been in heavy foul trouble throughout this game. But it hasn't hurt Metuchen too much, and Spotswood's offense just trying way too many threes. But this time they'll get lucky as Clark banks a shot home from about 12 feet away. She's in double figures now with 11 and will go to the line once again. And that one's good. 12 points for Allie Clark. 44-26 your scores. Pachalski picked up her second foul and will be replaced here with Sarah Knoll. Metuchen only has 3 bigs, and 2 of them now in a little bit of foul trouble. Maleg, back to Waldron. Waldron, nice crossover move on Hellerich. Back to Breen, who will stabilize things for the Bulldog offense. Connors on the right wing, dribbles back towards the top of the key. Drives in, penetrates, kicks it back out, Charlotte Breen. Breen draws the double team. Maleg tries to cut across, tries to get open. Waldron's going to dribble left instead, and now leaves it for Molly Maleg. Maleg kicks it over. Connors thinks about the 3, decides better of it, now is going to step back, doesn't have space to get one off. Pass deflected. Maleg saves it near the scorer's table and keeps it in along the sideline. Molly Maleg inside, finds Knoll. Nice pass, and a foul's going to be called. Nice job by Maleg to find Knoll there, but just Not quick enough, but nonetheless, Sarah Knoll will go to the free throw line. Knoll averaging 3 points a game at 2 so far tonight, and make it 3 as she buries the first free throw. Knoll played a little bit on the varsity team last year, but of course Marin Boucher got a lot of reps, as did Anton, as Connors the rebound and gets whacked. And she'll go to the free throw line as Allie Clark picks one up. But talking about Knoll, she didn't have as big of a role on this team last year, with Anton still here as a senior, and of course Marin Boucher, who's not playing this season, as the two main forwards, but got some playing time. Same with Pachalski. And, of course, now with the addition of Germain, Metuchen is a pretty solid front court that's going to be around here next year as well. That's the one promising thing for a full season for Metuchen. Only player departing here is Clavon. Of course, she'll be missed, but this team has a lot of talent, and also a lot of talent on that JV team that we can look towards. As Cassidy Connors makes the free throw, has had a big second half of her season. 4 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, and 2 steals a night. 46-26, 22 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Hellerich pivots, passes one deep over the head of Clark, out of bounds, and Metuchen should get a final shot here in the third quarter with 15 seconds remaining. Breen gets it into Maleg. Spotswood presses. Maleg's going to try to drive. 10 seconds on the clock, and she has it stripped by Craig. Craig the other way. Gets hit. No foul. Shot is good nonetheless. Final seconds. Here comes Maleg. Maleg, with 1 second, loses it out of bounds. That will end the third quarter. A little bit better for Spotswood this time, but the Bulldogs still have a pretty solid lead. 46-28. We'll head to the fourth quarter. This is Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back in a moment. All right, fourth quarter, Metuchen looking to seal up a victory to get to 8-3 overall and 6-3 in Blue Division play with 2 games to go in the regular season, leading at 46-28, hoping to cap off the season sweep here against Spotswood and make it 3 out of 4, dating back to the beginning of last season against this rival Charger team. Lauren Guyette back into the game for the Chargers. Will feed it over here to Craig. They've been led by Clark, who has 12 of their 28 points tonight. Perez to Guyette. Jumper, no good off the front of the rim, but Germain can't hang on to it. Connors is fortunately there for the rebound, and it's going to be a turnover. They're going to call a double dribble against Connors. Don't really understand that. She almost got hit, and they could have called a foul there against Metuchen as well, against Pachalski, but regardless, they're going to call a double dribble. Now here's Lever, who sidesteps, kicks it over. Perez tries a 3 from the left wing. No good. Batted back to Clark. She can't get one to fall. Another rebound. And you notice Germain is being very passive down low with those 3 fouls. But you do, there's a certain line. You got to get a certain balance there and be able to press a little bit on the defensive end. Now you're at 3 fouls, but you've got to be aggressive there and at least try to go for the rebounds. As Clavon drives, and she'll be fouled. That's foul number 3 of the half against the Chargers. Both teams have cleaned up the fouls since the first half when they both ended up in the bonus. So that foul there is going to be called against Veda Lever, her first. Mia Zapp is in the game. She gets it over to Connors. Connors. Pass inside Germain. No. Put back. Yes. Arlie Germain now has 8 points. When she's been in there, she's spent a lot of time on the bench. She's only played about 2 minutes since the end of the first quarter, but when she's in there, Germain has been really productive tonight. And it seems like nobody's been able to stop her inside. Perez again from 3. just cannot hit tonight. But Guyette gets the rebound. Perez has it. 20-point Bulldog lead, 6.5 to go. Clark from long range can't get it to fall. Chasing after it is Pachelski. She'll let it go, and the Bulldogs will take possession back. Bulldogs going with Connors, Mia Zapp, Clavon, Pachelski, and Germain. Zapp having all kinds of trouble getting this one in. Gets it over to Connors just in time. Craig, Clark, Lever, Guyette, Perez, the 5 on the floor for Spotswood, and a nice coast-to-coast drive by Cassidy Connors. Her first basket. She now has 3 points for the game. The Bulldogs have eclipsed 50, make it 50-28 your score. Perez, and now a foul there. Clark got fouled. And a substitution here for the Chargers. It's going to be Isabella Vital, who will make her first appearance of the night and replace Perez. Lever also to the bench. That one won't fall for Craig. Rebound by Clark. Spotswood doing a good job with rebounds here in the third quarter, and they'll lose that one, in the fourth quarter, as that one goes out of bounds. Metuchen with the ball, and again hustling despite the big lead. Maleg wanting to push it. Wild pass to Germain. And can't get it to fall. Strong rebound by Clark. Back the other way. Here comes Craig. What a move. No good, though. Too strong on the layup. Sarah Knoll. Now here comes Clavon. Metuchen again on a wild fast break. Germain running the floor. Gets it to fall. They're scoring. But I don't know if this is the best strategy. I mean, I know it's a 24-point lead. It's almost impossible for Spotswood to come back. But game management and just trying to not get kids hurt at this point is really important, as Vital gets hit on the three-point attempt. As I believe that was against Cassidy Connors. Actually, no, that was against Knoll, her second. And Isabella Vital, averaging 1 point a game. She's only appeared in 2 games this season. Will miss the first free throw, a freshman. As Guyette will come out. And Ava Fama will come into the game for the first time. Spotswood with a very deep roster. Neither free throw falls. And now that's going to be a travel against Germain. Metuchen again making some fourth quarter mistakes, which, you know, they can afford against certain teams. But when they get into the pods, you're going to have some tougher competition, and they cannot be making those sorts of mistakes. As Germain, errant pass, taken away. Elkers throws one up. Both teams playing really sloppy here in the fourth quarter. If they had cleaned things up in the second and third, quick pass, Maleg inside, Clavon finishes. Molly Maleg just wants to push it at this point. It's working right now, though, for the Bulldogs as they continue to expand this lead. It's now a 26-point lead. Remember, these teams were separated by just 1 point their last matchup and less than 4 in their last 3. But that has not been the story tonight. And again, Clavon's going to push it, and Maleg will roll it home. Clavon and Maleg with 20 points each for just the second time this season. 56-28 Bulldogs. It happened against Highland Park. They had 25 and 22 respectively. And now tonight, that one's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be last touch there by Fama. It'll be Metuchen ball. 4:32 to go. And the one thing that's tough with the Bulldogs, too, of course, it's a smaller team this year. A lot of players who were expected to be there, Marin Boucher, Zoe Brown, aren't here. With only 9 active players, they can't really pull their starters in a situation like this. They can pull Maleg and Clavon, but that's about it with such a small bench, as Connors can't finish inside. Up the floor, Elkers, nice pass ahead. Fama. Back to Elkers, who tries a 3 and gets one to fall from downtown. Gianna Elkers now has 9 points. 56-31 Metuchen leads. 4 minutes to go. Connors for 3. Can't bury that one. Too strong there, despite having a lot of space. The other way, here comes Spotswood. Pass to the corner. Hellerich puts it up, leaves it way short, and Maleg with a bad play there, as that's a turnover. Spotswood will take the ball back.
I can't
Metuchen, just like the fourth quarter against Calvary, is passing the ball really uncontrollably, and Coach Glutz is going to talk things over and probably try to calm things down. And yes, they've made some of these shots, but there's a lot of strategic things you have to think about here too. First of all, of course, hustling up the floor. You don't want to get anybody injured because it's it's a very small team Metuchen has this year. They only have 9 players on varsity, only 8 players who are exclusively varsity. So that's the first thing. Second of all, just at this point, what you just want to do, take smart shots and let time pass. Preserve the lead and just finish up this game. And you want to pad the stat sheets if you're Clavon or Maleg, obviously, but the team's effort comes first, and in terms of strategy of where the game is at right now, that's just not the situation they currently need to be in. They just need to simply let the time run out and pick up another win. As Vital gets spaced from 3, she can't get it to fall. Rebound Connors, and again it's the Bulldogs on the run. They have space to do so, but when you have space, you got to be able to convert, and they can't there as Charlotte Brain. Nice defense there from Fema. Here comes Elkers with it. Elkers with a Euro step action over to Fema. Fema puts one up, no good off the side of the backboard. Gets her own rebound. Elkers pumps on the 3, drives, puts it up. Nice move by Elkers. Can't get it to go. Hellerich the putback, no good. And third time's the charm. Elkers, who struggled mightily in the first half, suddenly finds herself in double figures with 11. She and Clark have combined for all but 10 of Spotswood's points. While for Metuchen, it's a similar story. All but 16 of their points have come from Clavon and Maleg. Maleg drives. Nice pass. Waldron, yes. Caitlin Waldron's first points. 58-33. 2:33 to go. Vital chucks one up. No good off the front of the rim. Long rebound goes out to Hellerich at the free throw line. Vital, another one. That one got deflected. Connors tied up on the floor there with Vital. And it'll go to Metuchen. Now the other thing that's a little surprising, 2:20 to go, Metuchen still has 4 of their 5 starters on the floor, including both Clavon and Maleg. Actually, they have all 5 starters now, as Pachalski has actually checked back into the game, as Jermaine gets tied up, and now it's going to go right back to Spotswood. Spotswood, on the other hand, other than Elkers, have really gone to the deepest end of their bench. Cynthia Ruchinski is in for the first time today, so they have used 13 different players in this game, as Hellerich can hit, rebound by Jermaine. Back the other way, here comes Clavon, and she'll lose it, and Elkers will take it away. Elkers, the lone starter on the floor for Spotswood, joined by Vital, Fama, Hellerich, and Ruchinski. As that shot is no good from Fama, Pachalski the rebound. Here comes Metuchen. Maleg will slow things down this time with 1:36 to go. 58-33 is your score. She's going to drive, putting one up. Can't get the friendly roll. Rebound by Hellerich. Under 90 seconds remaining here on Wednesday night in the Brady Borough. As a three-pointer try for Vital is no good. And no call there. Jermaine had quite the push-off there against the Spotswood's Cynthia Ruchinski. But no call. Regardless, it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay with Spotswood here with 1:09 to go. Ruchinski will throw it in. Chest pass to the corner. A 3 will not fall. And it's a rebound for Metuchen. The other way, here comes Waldron. And you guessed it, she traveled. Spotswood ball. Final minute here from M-Town. Metuchen 58, Spotswood 33. Vital has it for the Chargers. Elkers, who's put together a pretty nice game despite a struggle from the field in the first half. Ruchinski kicks it back. Three-point try for Elkers, rims out. Hellerich trying to save it as Vital. She does, but gives it right to Cassidy Connors. Metuchen on the run again. Caitlin Waldron, yes. Waldron now with 4 fourth-quarter points. She was averaging 2 per game coming in, and the Bulldogs have reached 60. It's 60-33. 26 seconds to go. Quick pass. There's Hellerich with 20 seconds. Elkers pumps, kicks it out. Fama tries one again off the side of the backboard. Rebound Cassidy Connors. They can just dribble it out, but Connors is going to turn over the ball. Spotswood will have one more chance to get in the scoring column. It's going to be Fama. She'll chuck it up. No good. The putback won't fall either, and that'll do it. Metuchen will hang on to win it 60-33, pulled away in the second quarter after a close first quarter and never looked back for a commanding victory to move to 6-3 in the blue division. Huge games for Chase Clavon and Molly Maleg, 20 points apiece for the Ginger backcourt, 10 for Germain, 4 for Waldron, 3 apiece for Knowles and Connors. On the other side, Spotswood falls to 4-7 in the season, 4-6 in blue division play. 12 points for Allie Clark, 11 for Gianna Elkers, 6 for Perez, and 4 for Curdy Craig. A thank you to our broadcast crew today, for our videographers, Jada Victor Morse and Mr. Zanetto, and for Ben Selaski, our producer. I'm Eddie Kalegi signing off. Once again, the final score, Metuchen 60, Spotswood 33. This is the Bulldog Report. Have a great night.